Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ultimate Georgia Football. I'm your host, Champ Bailey. We'll cover the world of Georgia football from youth through college by diving into highlights, player profiles, and of course, rankings. Here in the studio are two guys who have been on the hunt for the best stories, Alex and Gary.
Champ, man, I appreciate that. Gary Down, Alex Benson. Yo, man, we're talking Georgia football. What's up, homie?
Absolutely. The Dogs were not the only program in Georgia to have guys drafted. They had 10, but we don't need to overlook the other schools.
Absolutely. I had players drafted from Georgia Tech, Georgia State, KSU, Kennesaw State. But let's talk about KSU player Travis Bell. Let's talk about him just a little.
Travis Bell, first player in the history of Kennesaw State to be drafted in the NFL. He drafted to the Bears.
Chicago Bears, yes.
Chicago Bears. The Bears executive said that the top 30 visit he took there was so good they didn't want him to leave. And they said he's a great player, but it's his character. They said his character and love of football was so high. They said he's a great fit for them. They didn't want the guy to leave. They wish they had 50 guys in the locker room just like him, character-wise, attitude-wise. Great look for him.
And you know what's funny? Me and you talk about it all the time, right? If two players are even, if two players are the same, when you break it down, you can't separate them. You're going to go with the guy that you like because that's who you're going to spend the most time with. Talk about that a little bit more.
They said something's different about him. Mm-hmm. When two players are equal athletically, size-wise, they will go with the player they like, the one they want to be around, the one that has the intangibles. And this man has the intangibles.
Well, congratulations to Travis Bell. Something else that happened, as we kind of mentioned it a little bit yesterday's show, 23 players being drafted out of the state of Georgia. Like, what does that really mean? Like, when you say 23 players drafted out of the state of Georgia, behind Texas and Florida, what does that mean for the state of Georgia?
Someone's doing something right at the youth level.
And hey, baby.
At the youth level, it starts with the feeder programs and in the high school programs. I talked to a college coach yesterday at a spring practice, and he said he felt like coming to Georgia, you were getting a more developed player, a player that was ready to hit the field in the college level quicker. Whereas if you go to, let's say, Mississippi, he had compared those players, or Louisiana, to players in Florida who might have the talent, but they didn't come out of programs that developed them physically. They didn't call upon them, the dependability, the work ethic, the load, academics. A Georgia high school player is prepared to play ball at the college level.
I think you are right. It starts at the youth level, then goes to the high school level, then goes to, obviously, the guys moving to college. And I think, to me, for us, right, we always call it the B2C family. I think when you have a college player, parents that have college players, be able to talk with youth players, everybody kind of knows, okay, hey, here is how we get there. And that's really what it is.
The process and what's expected at the high school level. And high school coaches in Georgia do a great job of raising the expectations, of holding the players accountable, introducing the schemes, the off-season training programs, the things that they will get in the college program. The bad thing is you could be in such a good high school program. Yeah. There are some colleges where you may take a step back in facility, and that's rough on a kid. Let's say you're at one of the top programs in Georgia. You could go to a program that does not have facilities equal to your high school program.
And a kid will look at that. It might have fallen back a little bit, but either way, they're ready to play when they get there. They can contribute, as we say. All right, spring ball starting up. The pads get clacking a little bit.
They was clickety-clacking yesterday.
Yeah.
I spent a little time at Mill Creek, defending 7A champions in Georgia. Last year, they broke the scoring record in the playoffs.
Destroyed everybody.
Beat their counterpart 70-35, unheard of. But it was there. You know, they lost a lot of great players, lost a couple 5 stars, 4 stars, guys that are hard to replace. But they do have a lot coming back offensively. They have Aiden Banfield committed to UNC. They've got Cam Robinson.
I like him.
Finals MVP. Yes. This guy's built like a tank, 5'6", 5'7", 190 pounds. He's got that great change of direction about him.
Is he that big now? He's 190.
He's thick.
You've seen the legs when they get that big.
Those legs are thick.
Okay.
Those legs were popping out.
Yes.
I mean, this guy was dynamic last year. You see him here ripping off a long run, but the vision,
get up out of there.
The speed,
get up out of there.
And look, the block by the wide receiver, that's excellent team play there blocking. But Cam did excellent in the playoffs last year. All right, he's a great player.
I like him offensively because he gives them stability, right? They got the new quarterback coming in, Shane.
Throgmorton.
There you go, Shane Throgmorton. And people have said so much about him, about what he can do.
He stepped off into the semifinal game last year. Hayden, that got hurt on the play. This guy steps in and first play throws a touchdown. I mean, you don't bring your backup quarterback in and then air it out at first play, but they did.
Unless you have faith in them.
Unless you have faith in them. They got faith in them.
Defensively, what do they have on the defense side of the ball?
Defensive end Cole Mullins just committed to Notre Dame. They have him coming back. They've got a transfer, King Joseph, a top 150 player in the country.
Say a lot about him.
Top 50 player in Georgia. You know, is it going to be Georgia? Is it going to be USC for this kid? He's a talented kid. Jaden Patterson committed to USC. And they got Trajan Greco, an elite corner, picking up like Virginia Tech, Vanderbilt, UNC. So they've got some talent coming back. Can they make another run like that? I don't know. But they have elite talent.
Let me ask, Trajan Greco, I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a guy that is super, super athletic. Good height, about 6 foot. Multi-sport player, plays basketball. Plays
Region Player of the Year in basketball.
Does a lot of good things. I think that, I'm not sure when you look at him, but what do you see?
I love his ball skills. He has elite ball skills, as good as I've ever seen. If he's even with your wide receiver, do not throw it there because he's subject not just to break it up, he's subject to pick the ball off. His ball skills are that good. And he also plays wide receiver. Yeah. I mean, that's where, and actually in middle school, he was a quarterback.
I remember that.
He was a quarterback.
I remember that.
Played wide receiver as a freshman and sophomore, took the team-oriented task to move to DB, did excellent last year, plays basketball. I expect great things because his upside, he is just beginning to invest in his football in the offseason, meaning going to trainers, DB, and speed coaches. He's been doing the team thing, but now he's putting in the extra effort. And I talked to several coaches there yesterday at the Power 5 mid-major level that very much like this kid.
Give me a quick 30 seconds. What does Mill Creek do next year?
Mill Creek wins 8 to 9 games. I see him going to the second round. You know, it's going to depend on the quarterback development and the offensive line. Some of their offensive linemen who are not necessarily Power 5 players, those kids have been together since the 4th or 5th grade. They're missing some of those guys. Now, Mill Creek's always known for having good linemen, but it's going to depend on the development of those young offensive, defensive linemen because they lost a few guys. Not guys that we know about recruiting-wise, but very stable soldiers that got the job done. They lost 3 or 4 of those guys from last year.
I'll tell you what, man, we are excited to see what Mill Creek does this football season. But coming up next, BJ Ojulari, one of the best players in the country. Yeah, that's what the draft said. That's when they took him. All right, guys. See you after this.
Brinks TV, the intergalactic home of winning.
Ultimate Georgia Football, Gary Downs, Alex Benson. Hey, man, we got a guy coming up that we're about to interview that is the real deal. Special player, gets to the quarterback, rips heads off. You want to know who it is?
Who is it, bro? Who we got?
BJ Ojulari. I see you looking. BJ Ojulari just getting taken by the Arizona Cardinals. BJ, what's happening, homie?
Man, nothing much, man. How y'all doing?
We're good, man. We're good. So, look, it looks like you just finished getting your workout in, and you're at your off-season training home, Pinnacle Performance in Marietta, Georgia. Tell me what your workout was like today.
It was smooth, upper body, core, stability. Just focus on the main things before I can transition to camp.
All right, I got a question. When do you go to Arizona? Have you already been, or when do you go?
Yeah, I've never been, but I leave on the 11th next week. So next week, Thursday, I fly out to Arizona.
Are you going to rookie minicamp? How long will that last?
Yeah, so I'll be going to rookie minicamp. I'll be there from the 11th all the way to June 16th.
Oh, okay. They got you. They got you captive. Okay, you're going to take a couple suitcases with you, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Let's go back to that draft night. You know, I know you're excited, you're feeling good, and you get the phone call. Tell me about that right there. Tell me about that moment, man. Because in the video, we have some video of you. You chill, looking real cool, man. Family's all excited. They jumping up and down. But you got your shades on, sitting back, relaxing. You know, you tell me about your moment.
It was a great moment. I just saw the Arizona Cardinals light up on my phone. I had the shades on, so you couldn't see how big my eyes got. So I was very excited. my brother, he was turned up for me. Everyone just wanted to keep the excitement down for the camera.
Your
But
brother
it
is
was just,
hype.
yeah, he was
Hey,
pretty
man.
hype, but everyone was excited.
That's what I like about it, man. I was going to bring that up, man. You talk about Aziz being a mentor to you for all these years. Just tell me about how it was to share that moment, obviously with your family, but you and your brother have a special relationship. So tell me what it was to share that moment with him.
Yeah, it was very special to me, him mentoring me, through the whole draft, staying in my ear, keeping me positive. Especially, we kind of went through the same situation, expected to go first, ended up going in the second. So him keeping me positive, and then just us being able to share that moment that we finally made it, to the big leagues. It was very special.
Is that something that when you were playing high school football, youth football, were you and him talking about going to the league, playing together one day? I mean, just tell me about that conversation.
Yeah, we didn't really just just think about the league so much. We just really wanted to keep our feet where we were at the time, and just be the best in whatever league or wherever level that we were at. And eventually, through hard work, we knew we were going to get to where we wanted to go.
All right, man, being two brothers. Now, Aziz got picked 50, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
You got picked number 41. You know where I'm going with this right now. You got picked number 41.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, while you're sitting there working out and y'all doing your things, as brothers, did it ever come up, hey, man, the NFL says I was 9 spots better than you. That's what the NFL says. I didn't say that, but the NFL says that. Does that ever come up?
Oh, yeah. It was definitely a goal to get drafted higher than him, so I'm going to have that over his head for life. For sure.
All right, man. Everybody knows what you can do. Look, you're a fantastic player. I've been fortunate to watch you since you were a younger guy, right? And seeing what you did at Marietta and now going on to LSU and now you're at Arizona. For those that don't know, what kind of player is Arizona getting?
I think they're getting a great leader, a player that knows how to buy in, smart as well, good with the teammates, good in the locker room, able to create explosive plays, turnovers, great with movement, and, just a game changer.
What's your goal for going to the league? I played in the league for 7 years. When I first got there, my goal was just to make it to the league. What is your aspiration? You're going to look back in 10, 15 years. What do you want to have accomplished in the NFL?
I just want to leave a great legacy, be one of the generational players to change the way that the outside linebacker position is played, and hopefully have a all Pro Bowl, or even Hall of Fame career.
You know what I like about BJ? So here's the deal, right? We're doing a game for our stuff that we have to do on Friday nights, and I'm on the other sideline of the game. Now, this is how you know a guy is a good player. When you hear the coaches saying, "Who's blocking him? Who's blocking? Who got him? I don't care who you blocking. I don't care what the play call is. Somebody block him." Look, man, I say that to say you have dealt with expectations for a long time. Look, good or bad, people compared you when Aziz did his thing, and then you came up after him. So not only have you been getting the attention with the expectation that you're supposed to be a good player, but obviously on the field, you had teams scheming for you, doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm asking you, what keeps you motivated, right? What keeps you looking into the mirror and saying, hey, I got to be the guy next play, next game, next season, whatever it might be? What keeps you motivated?
Really just, my preparation. I prepare so hard. I just wanted to be able to translate into the game so I can be the most accountable and reliable teammate. I want people to depend on me to make that play. I want to be that guy that puts the weight on his shoulders and delivers, especially at the highest stage or the highest level. And that's why I keep going. That's what really motivates me to be that guy.
As you talk about your preparation for the league, and you talked about your brother mentoring you, did he help you with your agent selection, training? Did he help you in any of those processes, trying to choose an agent, training facility?
Yeah, he was definitely my ear. He trained at the same facility that I trained at, just at a different state. But he was definitely my ear, encouraged me to, looking at other people. He definitely didn't say I had to follow in his footsteps, agency-wise, or the people I chose. But he was definitely supportive of that.
BJ, for those that don't have the big brother, mentor, whatever it might be, to help them with those decisions, what advice do you have for them, for those guys that's coming up after you, how could they make those decisions?
I'll say, just get somebody that you trust, get somebody who's been through it, that's not just always going to tell you what you want to hear, but tell you the truth, and help just guide you through the whole process, sit down, pray about it as well. And just to be able to get led into the right decision and around the right people, in my opinion.
Hey, BJ, man, look, we appreciate you being here. He is like the inventor of the lookout block. And what I mean by that is when a tackle's blocking him, they yell out, "Look out!" because they can't stop him. So, hey, man, look, you tell your quarterback, you better get down. You better get down, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, our Pinnacle Performance Player of the Week, BJ Ojulari. Hey, man, look, been watching you for a long time. Super proud of you. Congratulations, man. Can't wait to see you with the Arizona Cardinals.
Peace, Balaje.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys.
Take care, man.
Thank you.
All right, guys, coming up, we got more stuff, Ultimate Georgia football. And we're talking about Bear McWaters and what Cam Newton said. We'll be right back after this break. We return Ultimate Georgia football presented by Champ Bailey. My guy Gary Downs, Alex Benson. Of course, Gary Downs with Deuce Recruiting. Alex Benson, we're born to compete. You can add that. You see the little signs down there. You see our lower third. Okay, man. Guy got offered here, player 2026 from Cass High School, Bear McWaters, a guy that, I think is phenomenal. But give me your thoughts on him.
A top 10 player in Georgia. Big guy, 6'4", 290 pounds. He's flexible. He's technically sound. The son of a coach. He picks up the big offer from Bama yesterday. I seen a picture with him and Nick from about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Nick was much taller. I think Nick shrank, and I know Josh, Bear grew a little bit. And now, that's amazing for this young man, offensive lineman. I wonder when Georgia's going to get in this picture. When they going to get in this game?
I think because the offer has been given by Alabama, see, Georgia ain't far behind. They just peeking around the block. Just got sitting back looking like, okay, I see what you got. Now I think Georgia steps in because when we took him up to the Georgia camp last year, because he came with us, a group of young men, he did well. He did well, man. Bear did fantastic. So I think that now with Alabama, Georgia's close to follow, and I think everybody else is going to follow too. You know how it goes. Get an Alabama offer, here comes everybody else. So in the news of, hey, they will find you, and Cam Newton says, Ace Boogie, trying to motivate his guys. This was his speech that he had that was recorded by him on social media talking to his 7-on-7 team.
All right, Cam.
Kirby Smart needs you? You think Nick Saban needs you? You stupid. You going to Tennessee? Half y'all going to schools that don't even offer you. If you're good, it don't matter where you go, they going to find you. I promise you that. A lot of y'all want to go to the Alabamas, the North Carolinas, the North Carolina States. For 4 years and I have a meaningful game. But I got a catch, though. It was senior day. It was a slant. Relax. Bro, you better go somewhere where you got to put yourself first. Because when you play for that G, when you play for that A, when you play for that T, when you play for that AU, bro, they're putting themselves first. They're bulletproof. Nothing and no one will ever, will ever mess up their situation, whether a quarterback, receiver, DB, nothing, coach. Man, those schools are bulletproof. So to think that they want me, they need me, man, bro, they don't need you.
They don't need you.
Thinking Kirby Smart needs you?
So, as that replays there, let me ask you a question. What are your thoughts on that? I hear I got to pause it. What are your thoughts on that as far as what Cam Newton said?
Well, he said, if you're good, they'll find you. Yeah. They will.
Let's clarify they. When he's saying they, he's talking about NFL.
NFL.
Yes.
If you ball out and you have the talent, they will find you. At the same time, they do put respect on the bigger schools. But if you're at a bigger school and you're not playing, you're not going to get to the pros by being a backup or being a punt cover, a gunner, or being a kickoff guy. So you do have to get on the field. So if you can't get on the field at Georgia or Bama, it would be better to transfer to a MTSU, a Mercer, or Kennesaw State or Appalachian and get on the field, play, put meaningful snaps up, and make it to the league from there.
I think what he said was spot on. And he actually took a lot of flack about what he said, which I don't understand why. Maybe because we're so entrenched into the football world. Maybe because it's too real. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because, and I think that's what people are having a hard time digesting what he said. Because here's how I look at it. And, look, parents ask us, hey, what college should we go to, everything like that. We stay out of the way. We're born to compete. But what we say is, where will your kid be happy at? And here's the question that we always ask. Do you want to play for the name on the front of the jersey, or do you want to play for the name on the back of the jersey? Either way is fine. Either way, it doesn't bother me. But here's the thing. If you play for the name on the front of the jersey, then you're going for the experience. You're going to just be there. And nothing's wrong with that. You're going to be a 4-year practice guy, get your degree, hey, make some great connections, and probably some great network. I don't know, But if you play for the name on the back of the jersey, hey, I'm coming to play. I'm coming to play. And I want to get some meaningful snaps.
I had a friend whose son went to Alabama, and he never played. The kid was a legit 4-star recruit out of high school and was a backup. 6'3", 200 pounds, a 4'4" guy, was getting a practice player of the week, all the time. But he never played. And he had opportunities to transfer. This kid got his degree. He was happy. I've also seen other kids go to places like that, and they're not on the field. They stay there to get a championship, not necessarily Bama, but let's say Bama, Georgia, wherever. And they end up winning, and they say, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere for my senior year. I know a kid that went to Miami, never got a snap, transferred to a smaller school, got to play a bunch of senior, and that experience was good for him. In the end, when Cam says they're bulletproof, I think that's what people took onus to, that those programs are thinking about them. And I've heard in the recruiting process, people say, you have to be selfish. You got to get in where you fit in. You're making a business decision. It will be mutually beneficial to you and the program, but you cannot discredit yourself or crucify yourself and lose the benefit for you just for the program.
Well, I think that's what he's saying, right? Look, at the end of the day, find somewhere where it's best for you. Go somewhere where your happiness is there, right? That's all we can say, man. All right, guys, that is our show for the week. We ended off with Cam Newton. Great stuff. Champ Bailey, hey, man, take us away, man.
Great work, Alex and Gary. It'll be fun to watch these kids push themselves. And who knows, maybe they'll end up in the Hall of Fame someday, just like me. Thanks for watching Ultimate Georgia Football on Brinks TV. Download the app for all of our episodes, merch, and bonus content. I'm Champ Bailey. I'll see you next time.